I'm Leah Mena. Welcome to Stories of Estrangement, the podcast where we delve into the complexities of family, friendship, and the ties that sometimes break. Together, we'll explore the paths that lead to estrangement, the emotions that come with it, and the ways that people navigate life beyond it. Whether you're seeking understanding, support, or simply a space to reflect, this is where we unpack the stories, challenges, and lessons of living with distance in relationships. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very excited that you're here to talk to me today. When you offered to come and share your story, very few people say, I want to tell the story to other people. So I'm really excited about that. How do you want to start?
I can talk a little bit of my family history or like culturally or...
Yes.
There's a little bit of a cultural mix with it too.
Yeah.
So my mom's family is from the Caribbean.
Okay.
And my mom grew up in Canada. And so there's a mixture of the Canadian upbringing, but then also deeply rooted with the Caribbean upbringing. Her parents are both born and raised in the Caribbean. So there's this loyalty to family that's almost like you're blind with family, with just being loyal, even if they're wrong or if they're in the right. You just have to go with whatever family's doing.
Yeah.
And growing up, I kind of fell into that. My dad's from the Midwest. His mother is from the South, and his dad's from Puerto Rico. But my dad, upbringing from the Midwest, he's very kind of blunt, and I picked up that bluntness as I grew up. It was back and forth with my mom's family with me growing up because they didn't like, as I got older, I was starting to speak up for myself more. My mom's the oldest of 4 children.
Okay.
And so there would be instances with my mom's second sister who was like the ringleader of the family. So if something needs to happen, she's the one who pushes for that thing to happen. She's very adamant with me on getting her way. And as I got older, I got tired of it and I started to speak up for myself. And that's where the relationship started to deteriorate with my mom's family and me.
So when you say you got older, what age did you come to the realization that you were going to put your voice into play?
I was about 15, 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's young.
Yeah.
But you had enough awareness of yourself at that time to say, this is not, I'm not going to roll with this.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from in you?
I think it comes from my dad's side of the family because they're all kind of very blunt people. And so when they'd come and visit my mom's side of the family, sometimes if my mom's not watching, they'd treat me differently, a certain type of way. And so I was getting treated very badly. And I'd tell my dad about it. And my dad sometimes, if he saw something, he would mention it to like stop it. But with my mom, she'd be like, I didn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that didn't happen. I found myself having to speak up for myself a lot. And I just started to get tired of it. And I just started to like slowly distance myself. But my senior year of high school is when I really started to cut ties with them. Because my grandfather, he passed away a few years ago, but he had Alzheimer's. And my parents and I were the only ones in the family that work in healthcare for my mom's side of the family. My aunt does banking. My other aunt's a school teacher. My uncle, he's a welder, so nobody really knows medical.
Yeah.
And we tried to explain to them how to care for like my grandfather and everything. And it's hard because they don't know medicine.
Yeah.
So they don't know how to properly take everything and how to care for somebody going through Alzheimer's. But even if you do work in healthcare, it's hard to just manage caring for someone with Alzheimer's. It's just a hard thing.
Yeah.
And so I did try and educate my aunt on things, and she didn't want to listen to me. And my grandpa, before he got too bad, for my senior year of high school, I was graduating. My cousin was graduating from college at the same time. And I was like, hey, before Grandpa gets too hard to travel or anything, how about he come to my high school graduation, go to my cousin's college graduation, at least see everybody walk across the stage once before his memory's gone and he's too difficult to travel with. And everybody was on board with it. My aunt just switched it and was like, nope, they're too old to travel, this and that. And I came to the terms of like, I understand they are pretty old and with what's going on with my grandpa medically. And I found out like a week or so before I graduated high school that my aunt planned this big family reunion trip to Las Vegas. and my grandma and grandpa went to Las Vegas and walked the strip, and she asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, absolutely not.
Do you feel like some of that is like a power dynamic that you asked for something and she just decided you were too young to make a say in what was going on there?
Yeah, my aunt's very controlling. So she's if she didn't come up with the idea, then it's not good.
Yeah.
Even though it was a good idea, because my grandpa remembered the Vegas trip when he went. So he would have remembered our graduation, And since she didn't think of it, it was such a bad idea. She was very adamant about they're too old, they're too sick, this and that. And I saw videos and pictures. My grandpa's walking up and down the Vegas Strip. That's so much more compared to sitting in an audience at a graduation somewhere.
Yeah.
My aunt's very quick to shut things down. Even if my mom or one of her other sisters or my uncle recommends something, if it didn't come from her, it's shut down. So I'm an only child, so is my cousin, but I was raised by both of my parents, and my aunt raised her son by herself. And so my grandparents filled in as that figure to help out.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of also favoritism towards my aunt and my cousin from my grandparents. And so whenever my grandma or my grandfather would want to send me money or something as like a gift, it has to go through my aunt because it's through their bank in Canada. She'd be like, why are you sending this? She doesn't need this, da-da-da-da. There's a very big control with her. My senior year of high school, I started having some health issues. And so I noticed the stress from it wasn't helpful. So I had to start separating myself. And so as I started distancing myself, I noticed that my health was getting a little bit better. And so that was my turning point. You're really toxic, not just how you are in general, but like you're toxic for me. I had a pituitary adenoma and I had to get it removed, and so I had distanced myself from my aunt and my grandma for maybe 5 or 6 years. And so since I was having such a serious surgery, I reached out to them and I let them know what was going on, and I let them in just a little bit. But my aunt slowly went back into her old ways. She was nice at the beginning, and she's on this new journey with herself. She says she's a life coach now. Okay. But she doesn't listen to people still. So I'm not sure how that's going for her, but yeah. But it's just, I had to, again, distance myself because she was nice to me, worried about the surgery and my recovery, and then I had a thyroid nodule that was getting monitored as well, and so I ended up having to get that removed, and that came out with like thyroid cancer, and so she was nice to me about that too. Yeah. I went to visit a close family friend that lives in Toronto, and my aunt had moved to Toronto, so I was there. I was like, okay, I'll go have dinner with you. And instantly, she was just rude. She was like, hi, how are you? I said, I'm good. And then she just started criticizing instantly. And we went to dinner, and it was just the most awkward, uncomfortable dinner. And I was just like, I absolutely cannot. And like just the stress of dealing with her again, that whole flight home, my body just felt so inflamed from having to talk with her and her negative energy. And I haven't spoken to her again since last summer.
So you opened up yourself to try it. How does this impact the rest of that dynamic? How does this go with your parents?
My mom is blindly loyal to her family. So even though I've pointed stuff out to her and she's actually witnessed conversations and everything, she is still blindly loyal. And I've had to tell my mom several times, I love you, but if you're going to keep being blindly loyal to these people and you see that they're treating me wrong and you don't want to speak up for me, then I'm going to have to put distance between you and I myself. Yeah. And I hate to do that because you're my mom, but that's what I have to do for myself, for my health, because it's impacting me. Yeah.
Remind me where your mom fits in the order of children in your family.
She's the first. She's the firstborn.
Oh, your mom is the firstborn. Yeah. This is interesting because sometimes firstborns tend to have that role, but then maybe your aunt took it because she lived with the grandparents.
Yeah.
One of the questions that I was thinking about is, do you feel like some of your ability to have awareness and have the thought that I need to protect myself from this person is generational? It has to do with
Absolutely.
your age? You do?
I think so.
I'm so curious about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think my generation has shown that we're putting ourselves first. So if that's mental health, if that's physical health, we're putting ourselves first. If that means cutting out loved ones or really good friends or something, then that's what we have to do. And I think it's all just about empowering ourselves, and even if we have to cut ties with someone.
Yeah.
And I notice with my dad's family as well. My dad's, like I said, he's very blunt, so he has no problem cutting people off. But he's also, he'll cut them off, but like if something happens to them or something, he's not afraid to reach out and, hey, are you okay? He still has that little bit of a tie with them. But like me, I'm done. I can't do it.
Well, what I'm hearing is that you gave her a couple chances.
I did, yeah.
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 So it wasn't just like you were done.
Yeah.
But
So,
you also had significant stressors.
Right.
It
Yeah.
wasn't just like a normal
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd cut her off for a long time. And then when I had that health issue where I had to get that surgery, let my family know in case something happens. They're not like, we didn't know about it or whatever. I did reach out to them, let them know about it. And at the time when I reached out, they seemed better. Like they've done some work on themselves or whatever. They're in a better place in their life. And just slowly over time, I saw them slip back into how they were. Like they were just nice at the beginning. And then when I saw them slipping back and it was just getting too toxic, I was just like, I can't do this again.
Yeah.
So I haven't spoken to my aunt or my grandma since last August.
Oh, your grandma is part of the toxicity too? She just kind of goes along with what your aunt is saying.
My aunt does no wrong. Absolutely no wrong. She can be there and witness it. It's like a complete blind eye.
The relationship with your aunt is unlikely to change unless she
has to change herself.
Yeah. And she's not there yet. Yeah. Approach you to say,
Yeah.
I notice I've done these things wrong. It doesn't sound like that's her way. But the thing I am curious about is this relationship with your mom where you're navigating this together, but in a way that it seems like she's uncomfortable addressing your feelings.
She is, absolutely. And I've spoken to her. We've actually had some like serious, long conversations about it. She doesn't like talking to her family in front of my dad and I. She likes to talk to them separately. And so there's been situations with my aunt and my grandma where I've been so hurt by them that I'm crying. And so I'm talking to my mom crying about it. And she doesn't see what's wrong with what they've done. She's trying to find that middle ground, that peace still. You just got to understand that they're hurting me. What they're doing is wrong. And so I have had some times where I'm like, call them out about it. And so I'd be there when she calls and like, I'd kind of have to like, say this, say that, encourage her to speak up. And it's just, she's on the phone and it's talking to my aunt and my grandma and she gets scared almost. She's stumbling on the phone and I'm just like, speak up for me, speak up for your child, you know? And it's almost like she's scared. I don't know the dynamic of completely like when she was growing up with her siblings and my grandma and my grandfather, but seeing her older, she's scared to speak up to them. I don't know what that dynamic was when she was little.
Do you ever see her speak up in other instances?
I have. So I know she knows how to. It's them. Like with my dad's family, if she doesn't agree with something, she has no problem opening her mouth, speaking up. But it's her family. It's like I'm mute.
It's like entrenched.
Yeah.
It's like a very entrenched dynamic. Yeah. There's a tension here that's so curious to me. It's difficult to navigate with your mom.
It is.
Because it's like hurtful.
It is. Yeah.
I imagine.
It is. Because, and my dad's even spoken up to my mom for me about it when she's still kind of, no, I understand, talking to my dad and I, but to them, she's frozen. And so I have told her, I don't care if you talk to your family. Like, I don't want you to cut ties with, that's your family still.
Yeah.
But keep me out of it. If they bring me up, I don't exist. Don't you bring me up, like nothing. If they hear me talking in the background, good for them. But do not talk about me whatsoever to them. Like, I'm deceased to them. I don't want them to know anything about my life.
Yeah.
They try and nitpick and like plant seeds almost and try and bring toxic stuff through my mom still to get to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, do not.
Yeah.
Just keep me completely out. But I've had so many hard discussions with my mom with, if you're going to keep being blindly loyal to them and not sticking up for me, then you and I have to cut ties. I will not talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
I can't have that, because that energy that they were putting off is going to start coming off on you, and it's going to affect my health, and I have to put myself first, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your health stuff helps you be more clear in your mind about what you need to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When I was 21, I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And so I have so much inflammation throughout my body and everything, and any stress really, school, family, whatever, it inflames my body. And I didn't realize when I was younger that what was kind of inflaming me. And so even though I'd cut ties with my aunt and grandma, my mom still spoke to them. And so sometimes I'd overhear her updating them or something about me, and it was distressing. And so when I put that boundary up with my mom, I noticed my body starting to get better and everything. But it's very stress induced.
I feel like there are many of us in my generation that can really learn a lot from your framing of what you're saying. Me personally, I took 30 years to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's too long.
Yeah.
It's too long. How can you teach us your smart ways, your self-care ways?
Yeah. I find that I needed to put myself first. Like, I just came to the realization one day that too much toxic energy around me is just draining me. And I have my own health issues and everything. I need to take care of my health.
Yeah.
And so doing that included stop talking to people, and that's what I had to do.
I hear you say that, and I also know, because we work together, you have a very difficult job.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
At work, I'm able to like detach home and work.
Yeah.
And so when I go to work, I'm in my zone with work.
Okay.
Some of the situations with patients, sometimes it is kind of a stressful case or something, but I'm able to associate that with just work. And when I clock out, I'm done with work.
And you're getting your master's degree.
Community health and social justice. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a public health degree. I've been doing self-advocacy for myself between family, with my health, everything. And so I wanted to be able to use that degree to also help with advocating for other people, whether that's in medicine, if that's in speaking up for themselves with family or friends or whatever. I just want to be able to educate people and feel that they can speak up for themselves in whatever the situation is.
What will your job be when you're done with your degree?
I have to find something to do. Yeah.
It seems like when you're talking to me about it, you seem settled. Is that true?
I am.
You are.
I am. I'm at peace with it. Like, I'm okay not talking to these people for the rest of my life. But I've built such a great relationship with some of my really close friends. So, like, that's my extended family that I've made. So that's my people I rely on.
Yeah, no, it's chosen family. I mean, I think for a lot of us need each other, but I think you have a clarity about it because of your health issues, and other people, maybe they have a harder time finding it because they're like letting a little bit of that abuse creep in. Can I tolerate that?
Right.
But then you're saying, actually, I don't have time for that.
Exactly.
My body doesn't have time for that. I'm not going to give you any. Wow.
And that's what I was doing for a little bit when I was younger. I was continuously taking it.
Yeah.
But there was just like a turning point in my life, and you're impacting me too much now. It's unnecessary stress that I don't need in my body.
Yeah. Have you ever advised anyone in your life, a friend or something, when you have noticed a dynamic like this?
I've spoken to one of my friends about this. Yeah. One of my best friends, and I've noticed that toxic environment that was coming up with some other friends that she had, and I've told her, like, this is impacting you. I've noticed your energy shift. I noticed you're more drained. You're cranky. You're not happy when you're with those people. Do you want to keep dealing with that? Or do you want to have happiness. Maybe you need to cut them off. Maybe they're not your true friends.
Yeah.
And eventually she did, stop talking to those people. But I think people need to stop and take a minute and realize certain relationships are impacting them, whether it's their health, if it's their attitude, their demeanor. Some relationships aren't healthy. They're just not good for you.
Some relationships are not going to improve.
Yeah.
Do your friends know about all of this stuff?
Most of my friends know I don't really associate with my mom's family.
Do you know any other friends that are estranged from family members?
No.
Oh, really?
No, just me.
What do you feel like are the benefits for you of estrangement or going no contact with peace?
I have peace.
Uh-huh.
I have so much more peace in my life. Because before, when I was talking to my aunt and my grandma, it's like constant messaging. My aunt would try and tell you what to do, like with your life. Like my grandma is piggybacking off of her. And I don't need all these extra voices in I have this sense of peace. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not stressed. I just feel like at peace with my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also hearing from you. You're very clear. There was no trying harder on your part. There was not, your body was not accepting it.
I feel like my try harder was when I spoke to them again when I was having my health issues and they showed themselves again. And so I attempted. I cut you off for years. I thought you changed and you're still the same person, if not worse. And we're done. Like we're like completely done now. Like I don't care if another big health issue comes up later in my life. If I get married down the road, if I have a kid, you're not going to know.
Find it really inspiring. The 18-year-old you, you're so young to do that. And then also all the things you had to accomplish. And it's interesting how much grace there is for you in the middle of these very stressful surgeries. You're trying to take care of your body. But you're like, okay, I'm going to provide an emotional space for someone else. And then still they could not meet it. I think most people with estrangement, they give a lot of chances.
Yeah.
It's graduation. It's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's like years and years. And some people just have no interest in taking the feedback. I think having an estrangement in my life has helped me become a different parent. I don't know what my kids would say about it.
I think it's good to have the feedback. I try and offer the feedback to both of my parents. My dad's receptive to the feedback. He's always told me sometimes, Brittany, I'm sorry if I said something wrong. I didn't mean to, but let me know what I did wrong. My dad's very open to hearing constructive criticism. And with my mom, I feel like sometimes you have to push it at her. Like, can we talk about what happened earlier? I didn't like when you did X, Y, and Z. And it's just kind of, oh, I'm sorry, Yeah, but like, how can we not have this happen? I feel like I kind of have to like egg on the conversation with her. And like I said, I don't know if it has to do with how she grew up when she was younger. With the Caribbean culture, it's very respect the elders, what your parents say goes. It's a completely different dynamic. But you have to remember, I'm American, In our culture, my mom does this too. She brushes some phrases off because it's okay in the Caribbean culture or in Canada, it doesn't mean this. But I'm like, I was born and raised here. You need to take into effect that we're a multicultural household. You need to take my culture into play as well. I embrace my roots, but I don't think I could follow that culture. The loyalty to like the elders, even if they're wrong, the blind loyalty to the family. I can't do that. I had a conversation with her about her family and stuff, but I notice that it impacts her. But she's so like, this is my sisters, this is my brother, this is my mom, this is all I have left. I feel like she doesn't want to detach. And I talk to her every now and then. You don't have to detach completely if that's not something you're ready for, but you need to set up healthy boundaries. And I feel like she's scared to speak up to even set up those boundaries.
Yeah.
And, all I can do is encourage her, but I see the impact it has. You can tell when she's spoken to her family that day because... You can, yeah.
Yeah. And does she notice that? Does she notice the difference in herself? She doesn't, but you do.
She doesn't. And I told him, you spoke to your family, didn't you? And she's like, yeah, why? your aura, you're kind of depressed a little bit, you know, like you're stressed out, you're tense, and it's just put boundaries up. You could still call your mom, you could still check in with her, but put boundaries up on what she shares with you.
Is there anything else about your estrangement you feel like you want to share or would be helpful for those of us who can learn from you? I feel like I have a lot to learn from you.
Like I said earlier, just put yourself forward, you know? If you feel like it's impacting you, if when you're done talking to that person or hanging out with that person and you just feel mentally drained, if you feel like it's impacting your health, your mental health, whatever, put yourself first.
Yeah.
Take a second, write down the pros and cons of that relationship. Is this worth it? You know, cut them off. If you're not ready to completely cut them off, put some space between you guys. Distance yourself a little bit and look at the difference that it makes. Like maybe I can't hang out with this person all day, but I can do like a 30-minute conversation or something. And just look at the difference that you have at the end of the day with that person. How are you when you go to bed?
It's a lot of self-awareness and pausing to see what is going on inside. You have to make time to figure it out because otherwise it can degrade you or destroy you.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Brittany.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone, for listening today. Special thank you to Finn Herman, who made the original music, to Brittany for sitting down and talking to me, and for all of you for listening. If you'd like to share your story with me, please email me at leah@leahmena.com. You can find us online at www.storiesofelstrangement.com.